Hi, my name is Brene Sawyer, and I will be talking about Premacks Principle for Better Studying. So first, just a table of contents of what this presentation will include. First is the definition to further explain. Two is research for how the strategy works. Three is the application and assessment, so basically how I applied it to my studies. And four is revision to help generalize the study for the future. So first is definition. This is for Premack's principle, also known as Grandma's law or habit stacking. It's basically when you pair a non-desired activity with a desired activity or one done automatically, which will then make the non-desired activity more likely to happen. So the steps to this are first, you pick an undesirable task. Two, pick a desirable task. Three, choose when to do the undesired task. Four, pair the undesired with the desired task. And five, complete your task. So, whoa, hold up. How do we know this principle will actually work? Now we have research. Has this principle been proven effective? So, Premack principle was proposed by David Premack in the 60s. It was based on animal behavior and the idea that preference for individuals can be manipulated by reinforcements. Since then, it's been used in educational settings to regulate problem behaviors. So, through research, it was discovered that majority of the time, a less favored activity is more likely to occur when paired with a highly favored activity. So, in this picture, this chart, this was on a group of kids, and two groups really loved playing a game, and two groups really loved eating candy. So, depending on what group you were in, you either got to eat your candy first, and then you had to do pinball, or you got to do pinball and then eat your candy. And it was discovered that only 1A and 2B groups were more likely to engage in the non-preferred behavior because it was the reward after they had to do that behavior. Whereas when you got to do what you really loved doing what you didn't like doing seemed kind of not as interesting afterwards, thus proving the Premack principle as effective. So third is application and assessment. How did I apply this principle to my own studies? His first application was with lecture videos. So without the Premack principle in week 2, I played the lecture videos without paying attention. I got easily distracted by my phone, never finished watching them all, and I had no motivation to go back and complete it. With the Premack principle in week 4, I told myself I will get Chick-fil-A for lunch if I watch them all without getting distracted, which I am obsessed with Chick-fil-A. Then I finished them all without getting on my phone. I understood the material, and I also got to go to my favorite place for lunch. So, application with reading assignments. Without the Premack principle, I pulled up the reading assignments. I got bored and overwhelmed right away. I read just the headings and closed my computer, and then I never truly read or understood anything for that week. With the Premack principle, I bought myself my favorite Starbucks drink, and I gave myself a sip after each page I read. So I was able to finish a page and then reward myself with a sip. I finished and understood the material, and I had my favorite drink in the process. So, assessment. What was the outcome? So, week 2 versus week 4, without the principal, my quiz results were an 11 out of 15. It took me 25 minutes, and I guessed on most of the questions. With the principal in week 4, my quiz results were a lot better. I only missed one. It took me less time, and that was even with one question having to be typed out. And I actually felt confident on all my answers. So, revisions. How would I generalize the principle for future studies? So, for the revisions, you don't have to keep choosing the same task. You can switch it up to prevent burnout or something similar. And it's also very easy to generalize this because everyone's idea of what a favorable task is can be different, so no one ever has to do the same thing. If you're unable to think of something you desire, just pair your unfavored task with something done automatically or naturally. So, for example, if you go on a daily walk with your dogs, listen to the lecture videos while walking. So, in conclusion, you pair your unfavored with the favored to make the unfavored more likely to happen. This has been proven successful through research, it's been proven successful through my own application, and it can be generalized so any student can try it out for their studies. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.